The debate about exporting U.S. crude oil took an interesting twist this week, resulting from remarks by the U.S. Energy Secretary. My guest today is Chad Mabry. He is an E&P analyst at MLV & Company. Chad, thanks so much for being here with us.
Thanks, Jeff.
So, Chad, Ernest Moniz earlier this week in Seoul said, quote, "The nature of the oil we're producing may not be well matched to our current refinery capacity," which set the entire energy world on fire, at least here in the United States. What do you make of these comments?
You know, it's an interesting policy shift that we're starting to see with some commentary from some of Obama's administration officials that might point to that they are opening up to the thought of exporting crude oil and kind of alleviating some of the overproduction that we have started to see here recently in the States. That being said, I don't think that, especially given that it's an election year this year, that we will see any quick action on that in 2014.
Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe some harsher, more literal rhetoric has been coming from the Republican side of the aisle, at least in the Senate and some in the House. And now the Obama administration does seem to be hinting at this. But one of the things you've looked at is that a lot of energy companies do have a workaround of sorts. In other words, they're exporting other products right now that they're having some success with.
That's right, and I think that's a good point to look at here going forward. Is a lot of the production growth that we've seen from some of the major plays, the Bakken, the Eagle Ford, is on the lighter kind of sweet side, whereas, as the Secretary pointed out, our refineries are configured for more of the heavy sour crude. And I think that what we'll see, if we don't see an all-out crude export, undoing that ban of the crude export ban, we will see kind of a workaround that will allow us to export some of the condensates and some of the lighter oils.
Right, right. And so overall, your take is, you know, there is a possibility we'll see this world where the United States is exporting its crude, but for now, especially in election year, maybe don't get your hopes up too much.
I don't think, don't get your hopes up too high this year, but I think there will be some workarounds that will help us alleviate this overproduction that we're seeing in the U.S. right now.
All right, well, Chad, thank you so much again.
My pleasure, Joe.
That's my guest, Chad Mabry. He is of MLV & Company. For The Street in New York, I'm Joe Doe.